Bobby Abraham, Global Head of Finance Shared Services and Executive Vice President. Been with Vodafone for just a little over 6 years now. I'm based anywhere between the latitude and longitude across the skies of Qatar. So a lot of my time spent across in Europe, but I physically live in India, in a very small city with 6.5 million people, south of Mumbai, a place called Pune. I think Vodafone started with the overall shared services journey perhaps 10 years too late. But having said that, we had a lot of tailwind just because of the access to technology that we had. Vodafone was a very fragmented business, and over the years, just moving into a globally standard platform. Anywhere across the world, we are on a single instance SAP platform with over 100,000 users today. So that gave us the technological leverage. But what we were really looking to aim to do was drive simplicity, drive usability of our systems, and therefore through innovation, get people to be so proud of our systems that you had no excuse not to drive standardization. So in a way, we married together what everyone's trying to do in terms of standardization and automation, but what we really try to drive is get the innovation at the forefront of our business, and I'd love to talk a little bit about that. A big part of our innovation story today was to drive simplicity and usability of our systems. As you can imagine, SAP, as a German company, you would imagine it to be slightly more clunky, and let's say people had enough excuses not to use the system. We always say within Vodafone, and I say this quite often, which is if you had to marry SAP and Apple together, almost like a sapple, it's going to be intuitive at the cutting edge of really where processes should be, the way it needs to be designed, but also be so much more intuitive and easy to use. And with that as a background, we were able to launch our mobile apps. Today, we have mobile applications for almost everything that you want to do internally within Vodafone. If you want to set up a purchase order, if you want to raise a travel and expense, you want to do your goods receipting, you want to look at your revenue statements, you want to look at your P&L, all of that today is in the hands of a user, which is primarily a finance user in Vodafone. So truly, power to you. I think the really nice thing on the people agenda for us was back to our sourcing strategy. 8 years ago, when we were looking to set up shared services, one of the driving principles we had was that we will base our shared service locations in countries where we are already a large telecom operator, either number one or number two. So when you look at our shared services footprint, we're based in Hungary, we're based in Romania, we're based in Egypt, and we're based in India. That really helps our people and talent strategy because we are a very loved service brand, and therefore that attracts a lot of people. And therefore the biggest challenge we are left with then is to retain our people. And around talent management, one of the biggest focuses, and I think you will hear a lot of shared service companies and a lot of people who use BPO providers say, we love our shared services, but I wish those people there understood our business a little better. And we were able to come up ahead of that curve slightly a few years ago. And one of the biggest things we've done is because we are now hosted in countries where we are already a large telecom provider, is we're able to get people from the front end of our business to come in and operate our middle and back office functions. And therefore our people have the opportunity also from a talent management and career progression perspective to not just work in shared services and move around functions, but also move into the mainstream telecom centers, either for Vodafone India or Vodafone Hungary or Vodafone Romania or Vodafone Egypt. And I think that's a very compelling story for just career management and succession.